Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Aran Live for Wednesday, the 11th of February 2026. My name is Paul Fitzsimons. Orla has a night off tonight, so I'll be joined by a young man for an hour or so, young Aran the nationalist. He's a good kid. We're trying to get him in to do his own show and whatever else, so it'll be a bit of training for him this evening. So yeah, he'll be in a few minutes. Packed show, a lot of stuff to talk about. I have a thing just up in front of me I'll speak about in a while. Stardust compensation. What a joke. What a joke. I'll talk about that in a while. I also have a few more videos there on anti-immigration. Gardaí assessing stuff. And then there's a big story there broke yesterday. Derek Ploy, anti-immigration activist Derek Ploy, sent forward for trial on charge of harassing Garda. Well, that could be serious. I'll read that one out as well. So we had migrants then in a place. I'll play the video in a while. Just in migrants talking about how to get houses and everything else. So yeah, let's just go through a couple of the comments there. How are you, Sean? How's everyone? Like, sub, share. Yeah, please, if you can. I tried to put it out on the Facebook, but it wouldn't let me put it out on the Gale Force Media Facebook. But yeah, evening, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. I wonder, will we have our usual gobshite in tonight, acting the maggot? I hope not. I think he's being warned. So, yeah, he's being warned by me. So, yeah, I won't be having any of that. But, and we had also, have you seen this from RTE ran with this the other day, the Irish guy who was detained by ICE in a concentration camp? And as soon as I seen it being aired by RTE, as soon as RTE put it on the platform, I knew this is bullshit. Mick the Gay has a video there about it as well. I'll play that as well. So I'm just going to start off today. Brian Garrigan. Brian is a good friend of mine now, a good friend of the show's. And Brian was in Fairview today, and this is what he's seen.
Yo, guys, new iPass Centre. Hi, is moving into Fairview. You're very welcome. Where are you from? Kenya. Good luck. What are these doctors, nurses? Thank you very much. New iPass here in Fairview. Just opening now. Irish lives matter.
That was today. Now, what happens here, people? Okay, these people go into these iPass centres, okay? That's more or less, I say that's emergency accommodation that they're getting. They go into the emergency accommodation, they skip the queue. All the people who have been waiting on houses all through the years, they go onto tier 1. These people here go onto tier 1 because they're living in emergency accommodation. So they're getting the houses before the Irish people get the houses. We've known this. We know this. The government won't release the data. Patrick Quinlan is fighting for it in the council, and so is they're all fighting for this data to come out in the council. And I'll just have a look there, see if I got it. No, that's the. No, I'll have a look for it now in a minute. But I just know I seen it there today. You know what I mean? So I'll pull it up now in a few minutes. But I tell you what I'm going to move on to. I may as well talk about this now while we have it up here. I'm going to talk about the Derek Ploy and what has happened here with Derek Ploy. This is persecution, lads. Listen, there's no other way of going about it. Now, I know me and Derek don't see eye to eye, but listen, this is persecution. Anti-immigration activist Derek Ploy sent forward for trial on charge of harassing a Garda. Remember, this happened. Derek Ploy appeared before the district court on Monday, having previously been charged on dates between February 22nd, 2023 and December 4, 2023. He harassed the Garda. Anti-immigration activist Derek Ploy has been sent forward for trial on a charge of harassing a member of An Garda Síochána. Now, going forward on trial like this, you have to get a book of evidence and everything else. These must deem fit that they have this. And by sending Derek forward for trial, it's gone to the Circuit Criminal Court. So, yeah, hang on. Bloy of Curravoe, Mitchelstown, County Cork, appeared before Cork District Court on Monday, having previously been charged on the dates. Yeah. The alleged offence is contrary to Section 10 of the Non-Fatal Offences Against the State Act, the Person Act. A book of evidence was served on Bloy on Monday. Sergeant John Deneen reminded Bloy of his bail conditions in the case. He pointed to the requirement that Bloy not comment on the case online. There you go. It's like an NDA. You can't talk about anything. It's like this bullshit in-camera rule in the family courts. It is the greatest load of crap I have ever heard in my life. Bloy, is skirting quite close to online commentary, especially in relation to commentary on this case online. Judge John King sent the case forward to a sitting of Cork Circuit Criminal Court on Thursday. A date for the trial will be set on that occasion. Bloy was remanded on bail pending his appearance at the Circuit Court on Thursday. He has pleaded not guilty to the charge. Meanwhile, Detective Sergeant Christopher Call previously said that Bloy and his co-accused were involved in a campaign of harassment against the Garda. The detective sergeant said that in February 2023, the victim in the case was walking outside Cork District Court, having given evidence in a separate case when he was approached on Anglesey Street by the accused and two other people. The Garda was wearing a civilian jacket as he walked down the street. He was allegedly recorded and live streamed by the accused, who also verbally abused him. A video of the interaction was posted on social media. Cal said that the Garda was followed by the people who were filming him. He was afraid to get his bus home in case his address became public. The court heard that the video of an incident which had a caption with derogatory comments about the Garda was viewed several thousand times online. Bloy, who allegedly went on to post videos of himself talking about the alleged victim in the case in April, August, and December 23 in one post, he allegedly said that the Garda was terrified and afraid to leave his home. The detective sergeant previously indicated that the alleged harassment has a negative effect on the Garda and his family. The victim will say he had not consented to being recorded. He was prevented from going to a bus station to go home because he feared he would be followed. The victim was distressed and has a negative impact on his family. Okay, first of all, you don't have to consent to being recorded. You're in the public domain. You can be recorded. Simple. There's no law against that. Hang on, I'm going to go loads there without. Hang on there. Good evening, Paul. Good evening, John. How are you doing? Sorry, lads, I missed a load of this. I heard this about Derek Bloy. Yes, same here in Blighty, right across the board. The migrants get priority. They do. Political persecution of Derek. Yes, it is political. We know what it is. But Derek's not involved in politics anymore. He has walked away. Now, I don't know whether he's forming another party. I just don't know. But it's to make sure. This is to make sure. And the reason this has been sent forward, make no mistake on this, this has been sent forward because they want to try and make an example of Derek Bloy because he is an activist and he wants to shut people up. The same way as they've done it with Ross hÓige, the same way as they've tried it with Philip Dwyer, the same way as they have tried it with Ferg Power, the same way as they have tried it with me as well. Like you look at the Mickey Mouse charges that I was brought up on, bullshit, like, you know what I mean? Just to make me pay during an election cycle that I was in court and I was unelectable. That's exactly all that was, you know. But what's this now? They did the same to Tommy Robinson and Lucy Connolly. Yeah, they did. They are putting energy and effort into targeting anyone who speaks against the agenda. Yes, they are. You know exactly what they're doing. Harassment for asking questions, utter nonsense, John Kane, corrupt judge. Listen, lads, they're all the same here. You know what I mean? You're fighting their justice system. They run the justice system. Patrick McGreal is a great man. He's telling you what to do and how to do it. So follow Patrick McGreal. They are acting like bullying supermarket managers. Yes, they are. Yeah. Fun fact: depending on the commitment of your conviction, then you are most likely already an enemy of the state. Fun fact: depending on the commitment of your conviction, then you are most likely already. Yeah. Graham Carey's life was turned upside down. Yeah, I agree with you. I remember it happening. Epstein files were ruled over by satanic pedophiles. That are not arrested, so fuck the law. Yeah, I understand that. He was wearing his Garda uniform under a jacket. You are a Garda 24/7. No such thing as civilian Garda or civilian jacket. He's a Garda. I agree with you. Yeah, They're always guards, even when they're off. They're guards. Yeah, yeah. I've had bullying supermarket managers like that before, and bullying disciplinary actions. Yeah, uh, Christ, always forced. Yeah. So we were right all. Yes, we were. Every one of us was right. Chris, ironically, they actually stood up against it, completely opposed this agenda, hence World War II. Okay. We're going to talk about the Jews again. I don't want to talk about the Jews. Paul, that's like the way they used to. Bad photo of you, all the trick in the book. Yeah. Like even I was actually talking to a guy the other day, he was asking me to walk, and I said, no, I'm doing nothing. No. Jesus, you should be able to get walking. I said, I know. I said, Google me. So he Googled me name while I was standing there. He Googled me, and next thing that picture come up with me sticking out my tongue, That's, yeah. So that'll haunt me forever. I think it's a good one, but I really do. Yeah. Like, sub, share, folks. Yeah, I'm just going to put the banners there. Yeah, if you can. You can live comment at FitzyDub, at Anthony L. Casey, at Rugamove27, all on Twitter, or X, on YouTube, at Irish Column, and at Gale Force Media. And you'll also get us on Facebook at Paul Fitzsimons on Facebook. Fair play to everyone who's tuning in. We're up to 300 there now, people. Fair play to you. Well done. What's this? We were right about the asylum seekers being soldiers, as they will be given citizenship quicker. Yes. That's another bit of the story we'll talk about in a while as well, because this is what they're doing. They're pushing citizenship for illegals and Ukrainian drainers. We are so glad you enjoyed your stay here for years, but unfortunately, you need to be legit to continue your stay. Thank you. Well, unfortunately, they are giving these people citizenship. Like, you know what I mean? They really are. So, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Dennis. We should all write to President Trump begging for military assistance. I think they're watching it already. They're all watching it. Does any of you Irish know what the word Gael means? Gael. True Irish. That's what I'd be saying anyway. But yeah, I'm just checking there now. So yeah, I'll drop that down there. But it's persecution. It is persecution. It really is. It's crazy. But as I said, it's Derek. Is it Gael? Is it Gaelic speaking or something? Does it do with Gaelic speaking through a Gael? I think that's what it is. I don't know. But does anyone know what the word Gael? I think it's Gael, Irish speaking, and like a Gael Gore, is it? Isn't it strange that steak knife was brought out today, but not Adams? Yeah, it is very strange. Sinn Féin are traitors, lads. You know it. The young man who's coming on with me tonight there now, I don't know where he is at the minute. Why didn't you Irish go help your brothers over the border? Gael means a foreign-born Celt. Okay. Didn't think that's what it was. Hold on. Okay, Gael. It's a noun, especially in historical context. A member of the Gaelic-speaking peoples inhabiting Ireland, Scotland, and the Isle of Man. The Romans never invaded Ireland, so the Gaels remained isolated and were able to develop a distinct culture. Not like today. Yeah, not like today. We're being invaded today, the Silent War. Yeah, we need arms and ammunition. Lads, it's looking that way. It really is the uniform of power. Yeah. They will never put up with this corruption in Pakistan. Gael is also a name. Yeah, is it not Gail? We have been conquered many times, nations, but never in our history have we been invaded on such a scale. I agree with you. I do. We all know we Adams is MI5 rat. Young Erden. I must have pulled it down. There we go. I'm going to play this. This is just about Sinn Féin.
Time to end iPass profiteering. Internal protection system still not working. Brilliant. I wonder what party put this up though. Sinn Féin. Why am I not surprised? The flip-flop party. Let the people not forget that Sinn Féin were the one calling us far-right racists and condemning these protests that were taking place outside IPAS centres. Seems a bit of a flip-flop, doesn't it? It's a massive shift in the words of TD Matt Carthy, who encouraged all Sinn Féin members not to attend these protests. Sinn Féin are absolute traitors, and I believe now they know their jig is up. They know that people see them for what they really are. And what they are is fake opposition and disgraces to Irish history. Disgrace to good men like right behind me. And a disgrace to this flag also. No matter what Sinn Féin come out and say next, the people need to hold strong. We need to keep our view that Sinn Féin are absolute traitors. What they pushed on the Irish people is horrific. And I guarantee you right now, should they get into the government in the next election, they will be the ones to finally sink this ship that is Ireland. Mark my words here and keep an eye on this space. There are going to be plenty of politicians, councillors and political parties in Ireland now that are going to completely do a 180 and change their tune. They know the jig is up. They know the Irish people have seen it. And remember, beware the risen people.
I agree with everything he says there. Sinn Féin are traitors. You only have to look at Mary Mohammed. You only have to look at the open border policies. Like, Sinn Féin is not what it used to be, people. It's not. Mass deportations. We have been conquered many times. Yeah, said that already. Yeah. Mass deportations. Government considering fast-track citizenship of military personnel. I've seen this. Yeah, I have it there. I'm playing. You know, a nation's strength lies not in its weapons and such, but in its recognised or presumed moral capacity for resistance. Yes. Make Ireland again. Yes. I agree with Aran there. Yeah, I agree with him as well. Yeah, evening, everyone. Yeah, sorry, my left hand is reefing itchy. Sinn Féin are a left-wing socialist communist party. Yeah, we know. Sinn Féin are like the weather. Yeah, they blow with the wind. That's exactly what they do. Sinn Féin. Yeah, creepy bastards. Yeah. By embracing Western democracy, we remove the foundations of our own existence. Yeah. Socialists don't believe in a border. Yes. The bar was never raised high. Okay, what's that saying? Defence Minister Helmet has said that it's priority to diversify the defence forces in every way possible, including increasing the number of women. Yes, well, let's see. Have I got this here? I have this here. And I'm just going to play this. So I'll just play this one here. Okay, and I'll come back. This is what you're talking about. There's nobody with me to give me a thumbs up, but give us a thumbs up if you hear the sound.
Department's efforts to increase female participation within the defence forces. What is the mechanism by which that's being achieved, and why is that an important goal?
Look, I think it's really important that we see numbers increase more broadly. We still have quite a low number of female members in the defence forces. I think there's a number of things we need to do. Firstly, we need to ensure that there's targeted campaigns, and that's something that's been worked on at the moment. So how do we attract women? How do we highlight that this is a really valuable career for women, that there are many opportunities for women in the defence forces? So that's been actively worked on, and that'll be part of the plan that I'm announcing today. Secondly, I think it's really important that we continue with really meaningful cultural change within the defence forces. We know that there are many women and men who have come forward about challenges that they have experienced within the defence forces. And quite frankly, I think that would put off a lot of women in considering this as a career, whereas this is a fantastic career for many women. And I think we need to highlight that there are changes that need to happen. There are changes that are already happening, but that we need to do more as well. So again, a significant part of the two strategies that I'm bringing today will focus on the continued cultural change within the defence forces, how we can support women in their roles, but also will highlight campaigns that specifically will target and hone in on the opportunities that are available to women.
Would increasing diversity within the defence forces be a major goal of yours as Defence Minister?
So that would be a priority in the new workforce plan as well. The workforce plan will focus on the overall numbers and targets and what we want to achieve. It will focus on diversification within the defence forces. which means diversifying in every way possible, increasing the number of women that we have. So that will be set out in the plan that I hope to bring in the coming weeks, and work is well underway in that regard.
So there you go. She's going to diversify and bring more women into the army. But as we all know, there has been cases in the army where women have been abused, and it's not a really. How are they going to pump? How are they going to pump this out that it's a great job and it's a this and it's a that? It's an equal opportunities job when we already have cases and probably pending cases going on for sexual harassment within the forces on women. So I don't know how she's going to sell this. You know what I mean? I really don't. Yeah, that thing is so out of her depth. She's a looper. Yeah. Well, there's no life. Look at the eyes. I'm looking at the picture there now, and they're just black. There's no life behind the eyes, and she's just a horrible, horrible person as far as I'm concerned. Diversity means anti-white. That's exactly what it means. Anti-Irish. They will have all foreign women in there with the hijabs and the this and the that, and you don't know who's running the country. Then you don't know who your army is. You don't know who anyone is. So she's throwing everyone under the bus. They are all throwing everyone under the bus, and they need to be taken out of there as quick as possible, people. Priority recruitment of immigrants. Yeah. Helen McAtee equals woke and low IQ. Yes. 30% will have to be immigrants. Yes, I agree with you. DEI weaken and compromise the military. They've already done that. The military is compromised. Those lads have to go now on anti-diversity classes now before they can join the army, or while they're actually still in the army. And a friend of mine told them, listen, I'm a soldier. I'm here to kill. I'm here to protect people. I'm not here to so as not to hurt somebody's feelings. And he's right. You know what I mean? If your feelings get hurt very easy, you shouldn't be in the army, lads. I'm sorry, or ladies. So no, I don't agree with women. I agree with women going into the army, don't get me wrong, but they need to be protected more. You know what I mean? They really do. Trans shot 9 kids dead in Canada. Yeah, I seen that today. No, O'Shea. I said 4 years ago these men were UN soldiers. It's a guys. Diversification is going to be women. Yeah, I agree with you. But listen, I said it 4 years ago. Well, 3 years ago. Anyway, I think I was actually talking to you, Noreen, in town one of the days. You done an interview about with a homeless jumper that was there, and you spoke about that to me afterwards, that these were military age men. You know what I mean? So listen, we've all seen it. We have all seen it. Eyes and roots are black. Yes, they are. That's Helen McEntee. Yeah, Bangardi are even worse than the men. Yeah, I know. Is it true? Even areas in Kerry are riddled with foreigners. Yes, everywhere. So Castlebar is riddled with them. Riddled with them. Mayo has the highest. I think the highest per capita is down in Mayo. Like, you know what I mean? They have thousands of them. Clown army. Yeah. The mixing of the races goes against Mother Nature and actually destroys diversity. Correct, Michael. They have no affinity to this nation. Did you read the document, Paul? It's 80 pages. I think I was thinking of making a video about it tomorrow. I didn't read the document, Noreen. If you can send it on to me there, I will have a look at it. I will have a look at it. McEntee is damaged goods. They're all the same. Yeah, no, I'll have a look at that document if you send it on to me. Or if it's up on your page, I'll go up and have a look in a while. Yeah, the serpent of a thing. Yes, Liz Pepper. At this shite has put women back years and in danger. Yes, it has. Like, women are afraid to walk the streets. It's common knowledge now, like, you know what I mean? No matter where you go. And like, what gets me is the likes of Gary Gannon and all of these TDs and North Inner City TDs and councillors, they're not talking about this. You know what I mean? You get a handful of councillors, nationalist councillors, that will talk about it, and they're trying to silence them now, you know? That's the thing. You know what I mean? I think I have boom. Oh, that's not that one. But there was a councillor, I think, brought. Yes, I'm going to throw this up here now. In order to silence people, I'm just going to make this bigger. You can have a look at it. But yeah, let me just share that. Yeah. Okay, there you go. from Fingal County Council, Organisation, Procedures and Finance Committee meeting, Monday the 9th of February 2026. Item number 7, use of unbecoming language at council meetings. The motion is by Councillor Jane Hopkins that the Chief Executive take steps to ensure that specific language is not allowed on any questions or motions at council meetings that are not compatible with equality rights in Ireland, such as non-national, Indigenous, and where information is being sought, where people are being discriminated based on gender, age, nationality, religious beliefs, etc. The report, as members are aware, the council standing orders govern council meetings. Standing order 55. Standing order 55 states that questions which, in the opinion of the meetings administrator, are unnecessarily, unsuitable, informed, frivolous, or derogatory to the dignity of the council may be disallowed. This is currently being implemented by the meetings administrator and the corporate services department. Under the current standing order review process, the wording of standing order 55 has been reviewed, and a similar standing order in relation to motions is also being put in case or being considered. If the motion is passed, the terms herein will be included in the current standing order pre-review process. Okay, guys, all this is to shut down all of your free speech at a council level. Like, now what's going to happen here is you're going to get 47 voting for this and 1 will vote against, and that 1 that will vote against that will be Patrick Quinlan. The rest of them have no backbone, they have no morals, they will just all vote against it. You know what I mean? Patrick Quinlan quoted the paper. That's what he quoted. He quoted the Times, and I think he also quoted one of the other papers. It was them who said Indigenous. It was them who said, what was it they said? Hang on, let me just see. Non-nationals. It was the newspaper that he quoted. So why are they bringing this into the council? Are you not allowed to read from the newspaper now? If it doesn't suit them. But it's all about anti-Irish. This is anti-Irish. This is nothing got to do with anything else, only anti-Irish. And again, we need to call to get this out. We need to call to get these the council records out of how many foreign people have got houses in the last 4 or 5 years. We need to know that. There's people coming into this country who do not have any affiliation to this country. They're just coming in here and they're getting houses, and that has to stop. I'm sorry, people. That's what we need to be going after next. I heard the Irish Army has 1 aeroplane and only has 1 wing to keep spinning around. It's not the Army, it's the Air Force, isn't it? It's the Air Force that has them. They've a couple of, they've no jets, I don't think. She's a dopey plonker. Francis Kane. The word woman is a smokescreen, like protecting under 16 with their phones. DEI is in progress. Yeah. The UK Army is just as bad, if not worse. Women in the army are a liability. Yeah, okay. How you apologize? Women in men's sport as well. I think women commentating on football shouldn't be allowed either, to be honest with you. Liz McEntee knows this world. She's quick to play the victim. Yes, they all play the victim. We're all been saying these military age males brought here to join Guardian Army. It's a UN army, guys. I'm convinced it's a UN army. You know what I mean? Maybe, I know the Gardaí have turned on us and everything else, but I don't think the soldiers will turn on us. And I think that's what these people are in here for, because they have no affiliation to this country. They're foreign. They hate white people. They hate Christians. They hate Catholics. And that's what's going to happen here. Yeah. When they're going through the housing estates with bleeding butcher's knives and everything else, and they're chopping people up, it's too late, lads. So you need to get your fingers out. She's psychopathic. She's psychopathic. I've been talking to ex-military veteran today, and even said clock's ticking, and Cork, one can't even recognise anymore, trying to get on a bus, and driver can't even explain anything. Yeah, listen, like the most important thing, the first thing that you have to be able to do to get a job here in this country is speak English. These people have no English. And you people here, there's 20 years. Like, I'm going to be honest with you, I have friends that have gone away to America for 20 years ago, and they come back, they're a Yank accent, but they come back here, they're Irish after a couple of days. But these foreigners don't even try to speak English. They speak their own lingo. Like a Pakistani man is still put. They're still talking like that after 20 years here. Like, you know what I mean? Assimilate into the. They don't want to do this. They don't want to be with white people or Irish people. So let them go home. Westport is full of them. Yeah, Patrick, I know. My mother was down there a few months ago, and she said it's crazy. Huge mosque in Donegal. There's actually 3 mosques in Donegal. The Muslim army deployed in Europe. It is a Muslim army deployed in Europe, yes. And I've had whistleblowers come to me telling me about iPass centres and how this one guy, he come in the morning, he an ex-major in the Palestinian, whatever they are, what do you call it, Hamas, and every morning guys come down and kiss his hand. Now, he must be very high up for people to be doing that, you know what I mean? These are all sleeper cells. If they're not sleeper cells with them, they're UN soldiers. They brought over here to stop us. Castlebar is ruined. Was shocked when I was down there a few months ago. Yeah, I know. My friends, I had friends that lived in Castlebar who told me I was mental. Now they're reaping what they sow. One of them is actually a guard down there, so he knows exactly what's happening. Paul Andrew was under investigation with his big news. Andrew who? Paul Andrew. Oh, Andrew, the Queen's son, that Prince bleeding gobshite. My mother was from Listowel. I heard it's riddled with them. It is riddled with them, yeah. They've been paid. They're paid to remain silent. Yes, they are, Noreen. I know that, and you know that. Yeah, I'll send it to you now in a second. Well, thanks for that. This is where it's at tonight. Yeah, it's just me, unfortunately. But hey, listen, Councillor Patrick Whelan is already doing great work. Yes, he is. Yes. Natives and Indigenous ban for Neil Zarkowski. We need to start taking cases on discrimination against us, the Irish people. Yes, we do. And as I said, the man to talk about that is Patrick McGreal. I'm going to try and get him on the show. I'm going to play 1 or 2 of his things there now this evening. Does anyone know what happened? Who won the fight between the Travellers and the Syrians? I heard people were cut up. I didn't hear it. Yep, vote the National Party. Looks like the only ones to vote for. Well, I wouldn't say that, lads, now, to be honest with you. The Ireland media, I wouldn't say that. Ireland First, we're a good party. Vote for us. This is because the use of non-nationals. Yes. We are not voting our way out of this one. Listen, we're going to have to try something, lads. Otherwise, you know what it is. You know what the next stage is, and nobody wants to go to that stage. Well, some people probably do, but has Stevenson and Sutcliffe lost their tongues? Stevenson and Sutcliffe, is that what you're talking about? Listen, lads, I don't be in the chambers. I don't know what they be saying. I don't know what motions they put in, if any. I don't know. I really don't. And listen, if the people feel that these people aren't doing their jobs, well, then you just don't vote them in anymore, do you? You know what I mean? I don't know what they're doing, to be honest with you. And I have no interest in what they're doing anyway. They're not doing the things that we want them to be doing anyway. Gloating in our faces with new houses. Yes, voting will change feck all. I agree, Paul. Woman commenting on sport make me want to jump through the screen and headbutt them. And they've gone, and you know what annoys me on it as well? They persecuted Joey Barton on this, because Joey Barton has been saying this for years. Like, women should not be commentating on men's soccer. I'm sorry. If you're going to commentate on women's soccer. You know what I mean? And I don't know why men need to be commentating on women's soccer as well. Ian Wright has got a lucrative deal off Sky to go in and help the women now. He's the main thing. He shouldn't be there. Let the women do their own thing. You know what I mean? Pointless voting. I voted for 40 years, has made no change or difference. I agree. All the Catholic churches in England are now mosques. I seen that the other day as well. Fingal County Council to ban term non-national in reaction to the National Party. Yes, exactly. I watched it. I was listening to it. Saladin's army is already here. Yeah, it's classed as disability if they can't speak English. Yeah, well, I got to be honest with you. There was one woman done a video the other night. She was in the car. She couldn't understand a word he was saying. Imagine the army we would have if General Michael Collins wasn't killed. Yeah. Keep waving free Palestine flags and you encourage more to Ireland. Yeah. Jesus, lads, this is gone. I forgot my name. This one of the major methods being used for the replacement agenda, non-Irish speaking foreigners being allowed employment in retail to create the language barrier, thus eventually frustrate us. Yes. Saoirse Nahernan has a great post on Kulak, says no, the developer taking. Yeah, I have it there. Yeah, 4.2 million. Yeah, 4.2 million. Like, you know, if I got it there. Yeah, I got it. No, I'll get it now in a minute. But yeah, 4.2 million. Paul, I was at church tonight. Pricks have digitalised their way for collection. No way. I was at Mass this morning as well. It's a feast of Our Lady of Lourdes today. So yeah, my ma brought me over this morning. Yeah. People have to get violent to get their country back, and fuck have it. Well, I'm gonna be honest with you, Dennis. That's the way it's gonna go. If they can rig elections in America, you have to ask yourself, would they do it here? Of course they do it here. Of course they would. Fits at 90 billion euro passed in European Parliament last night for Ukraine. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna go. I want to talk about this, okay? Because this is close to my heart. Now, a compensation scheme for Stardust fire survivors described as absolutely horrendous. Solicitor says survivors not consulted before finalisation of process, which will see them receive €20,000 each. €20,000. Like, that wouldn't get you a 2020 car. Come on, you know what I mean? The scheme to compensate more than 800 survivors of the 1981 Stardust fire, which will see each person get 20,000, has been described as absolutely horrendous and a fiasco. Lawyers acting for survivors of the North Dublin nightclub Inferno, in which 48 young people died, say the survivors have been treated with contempt by the Department of Justice as promises made to them have been reneged on, and it's true. An inquest in 2024 returned a verdict of unlawful killing in respect of all 48 who died. In a statement on Tuesday, Minister for Justice Jim O'Callaghan said he was very conscious the 45th anniversary of the tragedy was imminent. It's in 2 days' time. Yeah, Friday night into Saturday morning. It was that the 40th anniversary was imminent, and he announced a scheme of ex gratia recognition payments to survivors injured in the blaze. This will fulfill the government's commitment to implement a two-phased approach to Stardust redress. A prominent survivor of disaster, Jimmy Fitzpatrick, said, however, he was very annoyed to have heard the news of the scheme from the Irish Times rather than from the department and the legal representative. Betty Bissett, mother of Stardust, visit Carol Bissett, was survivor Jimmy Fitzpatrick at government buildings in 2024. I remember that. Fitzpatrick, who sustained almost complete third-degree burns over his entire body and lost fingers in the blaze, said he and the survivors were promised the most seriously injured and traumatised survivors will be treated exceptionally by the scheme. This is a one-size-fits-all. They hadn't the courtesy to contact us themselves. I should have heard this from my solicitor. I shouldn't have had to be hearing this from the press. They say this is finalised. Well, it's not finalised in my head. He said the department had promised meaningful engagement, that this promise that's broke. They can't just change the goalpost. They have watered it down. In October last year, Belfast-based solicitor Darren Mackin of Phoenix Law, acting for Stardust survivors, notified the department of their intention to launch legal proceedings over the government's failure to pay compensation and engage meaningfully with survivors. The firm issued formal pre-action correspondence on behalf of Fitzpatrick, an injured survivor, and other survivors who remained without the state compensation they were publicly promised. Asked for his response to Tuesday's announcement, Mackin said that he had heard it from the media. This is absolutely horrendous. The previous government promised the compensation. We were promised survivors that would be consulted before the... Okay, so basically, a total of 823 people who were present on the night of the disaster in the early hours of the 14th of February 1981 received compensation at the original compensation trials. Only these individuals will be entitled to compensation. Okay, well, here's my thing. I think the families of all 48 victims, all the families went through this, have gone through horrific trauma over the last 45 years. We had people's mothers, we had mothers who campaigned here for years, died a couple of years ago without knowing how their kids, you know, let's be honest. Like, I grew up in this. I was 45 years ago. I was 12 I remember my mum and my sister going that night, you know what I mean? And they couldn't get a taxi. They came back home. It was real misty night. It was a horrible night. But I remember it, like, you know what I mean? I remember it like it was yesterday. And I remember going into school then on the Tuesday or whatever like that, and friends of mine in the class, their brothers and sisters had died in it, you know, and like the trauma they faced for all those years, and like guys up the road here, the Kennedys, like Maria died, and like there was a lot of them, you know, a lot of people that I knew died, and the trauma that caused, like kids had no mothers and fathers, like the two Lawlers that died as well, they left kids and everything, like, you know. So I think the family should be compensated. You know what I mean? I really do. $1 million each to the family, that's 48 million. There you go. How much is a life worth? You know what I mean? And I think the people who lost two siblings should get 2 million. I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. If you can afford to hand out 130 million to the World Bank and 125 million to Ukraine, people that have nothing got to do with this country, I think you need to be handing out more money here to these people. They've been failed by this government for the last 45 years. You know what I mean? It's only last year that this all came out. You know what I mean? Angela Leggett, if ever there was a march needed, the government are kicking, when they're kicking around the working class means nothing to this government. They don't, Angela. I know they don't, you know? Yeah. Vaughan Malone never listened to mainstream media, so it makes me angry with the propaganda. But yeah, I think it's a farce. 20 grand. 20 grand is nothing for the trauma and what these people went through, especially the families. As I say, kids grew up without mothers and fathers. Their grannies and granddads reared them. They haven't got a house. They're probably still living in their granny and granddad's house with them now because they can't afford to buy a house. Families, $1 million each. That's what you should be getting, $1 million each for the trauma and anxiety that you were put through for all these years. So yeah, that's my tuppence worth on that. Yeah, sorry, what did I say? Forgotten. So what's the point in voting? Our elections are rigged. I know we got a big win for the no vote, but that was a rare win. The Irish people very rarely get a win against the government, if not at all. Well, I'm going to be honest with you. We need to be getting people out to register to vote because people are not registered to vote. And I heard a little whisper, somebody's out around the inner city there. They're not for the by-election, getting people to register to vote. Fair play to you, good man. You know, that's what we'll be doing when I'm going down as well. So 46 million to Gaza. Yeah, exactly. You know, 48 million to the Stardust victims' families wouldn't be, you know, it'd be something. You know what I mean? It's something, you know what I mean? It's like these people are probably living in poverty now. I'm not saying they all are, don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking people. I'm not doing this. Everyone's doing their best. But they've lived with this over their head for years and years and years. They need to be compensated for this. You know what I mean? As I said, kids are probably still living with their grannies and grandmothers there. They can't even afford to buy houses, whereas these should be compensated and let them buy their own houses. Let them live in peace. So, yeah, rare win. And the rest, it's called political amnesia. Yeah. So we'll drop that one down there. Top of the fence. She's gone. Oh, here's my co-host in. Good evening. How are you?
All good, Paul. Sorry about that there. I was having a few technical difficulties. Hello, all.
You're all right. How's things? You good?
I'm all good. I'm all good. How are you doing?
I'm good. Yeah, I was just talking about the Stardust compensation there, the different stuff on that.
Oh, I have it up on my TV there.
Yeah, 20 grand. Now, the family should get at least $1 million. That's the way I'd be looking at it. You know what I mean?
Oh,
the family should be getting the money.
It's priceless.
You know? Yeah. It is. It will be going back in our own society and community. Yeah, so how are you? How's things with you? Anything happening? I played your video earlier.
I did. I saw that. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I've been doing really good, you know, just tipping away. Yourself?
Gary Gannon was talking in my ear there. Sorry, I hit the button there on my ear. And what did you say there? Sorry.
I've been doing all well. Just tipping away. Yourself?
Good. Are you doing a bit of work, yeah? You getting by?
Trying to get a bit of work anyway. It's a nightmare.
It's a nightmare in this weather. Everyone's rained off, you know what I mean?
I don't remember a day when it hasn't been raining this year. It's been horrific.
Yeah. What's this here now? If you think waiting for another election to fix the country while the import infinite browns is going to work, I've news for you. Connor, I know that myself. We need to be doing it now, Connor. We need to be marching on the Dáil and doing whatever, but nobody's willing to do that. When does it get too bad? When does it get too bad? We've already had kids stabbed by an illegal immigrant. We've already had kids raped. When is it? There's kids going missing every other week that we hear nothing about. You know what I mean? It's
the men of 1916. It would have stopped at Parnell Street for the men of 1916 or any of the men back then. They would have been up in arms.
Yeah. Evening, Aran. Everyone's saying good evening to there, Aran. Paul
Good
and the
evening,
spring
all.
chicken. Paul and the spring chicken.
And Paul,
Yeah.
Orla has told me to make sure that you're in your place tonight. No bad language, anything like that. So I just thought
Haven't coursed once. Yeah.
That's good to hear.
Paul, what about an email campaign? Listen, anything is better than nothing, lads. You know what I mean? Aran, I saw your video with Anthony here in Manchester, UK. Oh, yeah. Everyone saw that one.
Oh, thank you all very much. I really appreciate the support. Truly. Thank you.
Julie G. Graham Keary was willing to do it, and he called it many times. He did. But people weren't willing to stand with him ready when push came to shove. The manipulated rain season. I know someone who's going away to the jungle in 2 weeks' time for the rain season. I thought she must be bleeding mental. Wow. To the jungle. No, it wouldn't be me. Hang on. People have to be removed, sacked, and they ignore the people. Yes, they do. Hi, Aran. Angela Leggett said hi.
Hello, all.
I heard loads of tradesmen are refusing to take number apprenticeships. What's the story with that? I don't know. Do you know anything about that, Aran? I heard loads of tradesmen are refusing to take on apprenticeships.
Kind of shocking, cheap labor. Tradesmen don't want cheap labor. That's quite shocking because that's what a lot of apprentices are. But I haven't heard much on that. But I have been trying my hardest to get an apprenticeship in the moment, and I haven't heard much. So I can say that definitely is coming from somewhere.
Yeah. Dahi Deg is just saying there, we lost so many friends that night. They need something. No amount of money will pay for their loss, but they can finally move on. Yeah, well, as I said, they need to be well compensated here, that they don't have to worry about anything ever again, Casper White, apparently so. We is on the way. Yeah, Orla is watching you, Paul. Is she watching me? She is. Look, I'm watching you, Paul. Aran is the boss tonight.
Thank you, Orla.
Stop. Orla knows who the boss is. Don't mind her.
Yeah, and so do you, Paul.
She
don't
knows.
worry.
Yeah, she knows who the boss is. Speaking of your money, speaking of the money that's going to different countries and everywhere else, while the Stardust victims aren't getting a washer, watch this video.
Guess whose house this is being built? Right behind me. Look at that house. See, here's the thing. People think that politics is actually all about ideology and about left and right and socialism versus capitalism. Here's the thing. That house being built behind me right now on the Red Sea, it belongs to Zelensky's mom. Now you tell me why Zelensky is building his mom a villa for tens of millions of dollars on the Red Sea. He thought there was a war going on. See, at the end of the day, politics is just a smokescreen. At the end of the day, it's not about left and right. It's not about capitalism or socialism. It's not about the wars. At the end of the day, it's always just about the money.
Now, there you go. Tens of millions. That's probably a $40 million mansion being built for Zelensky's mother.
Size of it. That actually, it didn't play on my phone there. I'm lucky I had it up on my TV. I had to quickly turn the volume up of the show to see it.
Yeah, can't believe they brought people in under the bullshit heading of war victims and build housing for them on sites in the worst housing crisis in Ireland. Well, at least you've seen it now. Gianna Coffey. I listened to it live on Radio Dublin. It was a murder. I listened to it live on Radio Dublin. It was murder by whoever locked the door. Well, listen, they were locked. There was chains on them. My father gave evidence to say that my father worked there as a doorman, and he said that they were locked, definitely locked up. But his statement was never used. He didn't give a statement, but what he said was never used in the tribunal or anything like that. They didn't want to hear people telling the truth, to be honest with you.
Exactly.
They are offering the apprenticeships to new to the parish. They are offered grants to take them on. Local plumber, Syrian apprentice. Yeah. Anyone plans on getting on the wrong side of all, count me out. Yeah, me too. Who was the handsome hunk? That's me, Michael. That's me.
Hey,
The guy out Dawson Creek died of another back. Oh, did he? A man, did he? Jesus Christ. We paid for it, for fuck's sake. Yeah. Zelensky has 5 billion. He is buying a French bank just to put a French bank just to put all his money in it. Yeah. Angela Paul, there are many friendly pubs, so we can have a live, invigorating night to get more people up and interested. Yeah, we'll. Anthony was looking into one over beside the forge, over that way. So yeah, we're still trying to get it. But yeah, it'd be nice to get about 100 people in for a live. You know what I mean? And like, you can ask Anthony you want. It's a live show. You know what I mean? So yeah, it'd be good.
Irish
Be
Column
something that
Pub
the
night.
others. Yeah, it'd be something the others, or even Ireland Live. We could do it on a Wednesday night or any night. You know what I mean? So yeah, we'll see. Any good Irish dating apps? I'm only interested in dating Irish men. I don't do dating apps, mate. Never have. I never even logged into one in my life. Like, you know what I mean?
I'm not
You
of
can't
age
get
to
out.
log into one, and I never will log into one.
Yeah, listen. Like, honestly, even so, I've never been single. Like, I'm only single the last couple of years. Like, so I've always been
Oh,
in
you're
a
single,
relationship.
Paul. I have one up on you then.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
It's a yes or a no. The wells don't count.
Nah, I do. Well, they do.
Oh,
Yeah.
well,
Must be funny in a rich man's world. Yeah. As you know, Paul, my brother Liam died as a result of that dreadful night. Yeah. R.I.P. to all the victims. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I was actually talking to Flame Shep about it. Yeah. But it's all the families, as I said, they all need to be looked after.
and their children need to be looked after also. Every one of them.
But that's it. The families, whatever the family is, the family needs to be given the money and let them distribute it to the family, to
Exactly.
the wider family. Because as I said, there was young kids lost mothers and fathers in that. You know what I mean? And they've had to grow up 45 years. When I say young kids, they're probably 53, probably my age now. You know what I mean?
Exactly. It's
Horrendous.
atrocious. Sad. It's just so sad.
Yeah. Michael John. Only a few months till summer and hose pipe ban arrives. Yeah, Michael, I'm young, free, and slapper. Okay. Nationalist men don't date men. Yeah, I don't either. Michael O'Sullivan, it doesn't matter how many people we get out to vote, it'll be cancelled out by the herds of people coming in from Africa and Arab countries. Yeah. I don't know if I passed the point. I don't know if I've passed the point of no return. Well, I think we have. I have. And anyway, this needs to go now. This needs to be stopped now. We need to march. We need to stop the doll. We need to stop the country. We need to water protest. We need to get people out there doing the same. I forgot my name. Yes, a live audience. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. We are going to do it. Divorce solved my backache and headache, stress away. It didn't solve mine. My bleeding stress levels are through the roof now at this moment in time. I'm telling you. I was in the National Party. All they wanted to do was gay canvassing and banner drops, very homoerotic atmosphere. What we need is lads learning fighting. You're right, Aran. Well,
100% with Clann hÓige, we're getting into the nitty and gritty stuff. We're not suit and tie politics. We want to get young lads trained and ready. I mean, we're in a war. I've been assaulted by lefties before, and I wish I could have known what to do at the time. But we want other kids to know what to do so that when they get punched or grabbed, they can throw one mean right hook back, and that would be a nationalist right hook.
Yeah, now you have it, yeah. But no, we did. I have heard this, what he just said there. I was in the National Party. I have heard that all they do is go and do photo shoots and photo ops and videos, that they're not actually really doing anything. I don't know how true that is, but I have heard it,
Well,
Paul,
more would need to be done.
Well, this is why Shit in Adina and we have the self-defense courses and everything else there now. We have people doing the self-defense courses with us now. So I'm going to go on one myself now in the next couple of weeks. If we set one up, I'll go. You know what I mean? Just to brush up on shit.
We have the Ireland First Youth when Clann hÓige now to get ready for all that stuff as well. Don't forget.
Yeah, and have you lads in it that do a bit of
We do. We
karate?
do.
Oh, you have lovely,
We have
lovely,
experienced kickboxers involved to give a hand out.
Ooh, lovely. A few lessons with them now, and you'd be grand. You know what I mean? I'm telling you
Or
now. Just once you know the basics.
sure, I trained them myself. I can confirm their authenticity. They're good lads.
Good man, fair play. I might be going down to have a look myself now in the next couple of weeks. But as I said, I'd be willing to do that. You know, Paul. I think we've lost Era. We haven't lost anything yet. We haven't lost anything yet. Flame Chef R.I.P. to your brother. Yeah. Many of the lads in the MP are very handsome looking, to be honest. Yeah, they like taking pictures, according to that last chap. 96% of all government overthrows have been a military coup. Let that sink in what needs to be done, lads. Yes, but our own military won't do anything. Landlord class left Ireland in the past, and the new invasion will leave as well. There is a big slump coming in March, St. Patrick's Month. We won't have to take action. They will leave in droves. I hope so. What's this Paddy's Day at the Dáil at 12 o'clock? Let's figure this out and bring it to sound system. What's this? Are we meeting up, Dahi, or what's happening? Or let me know. Are people going to the Dáil, or has this been called, or is this just you saying let's all meet there? Because I don't know whether people will go in there, especially Patrick's Day, because I do stay away from town Patrick's Day because that's a powder keg waiting to go. I'm being honest with you. I won't even bring the kids into town Patrick's Day. I tell everyone to stay out of town Patrick's Day. Older women are easy targets to be coerced through loneliness to marry foreign men. Once that ring on the finger, they are beaten and for years of savings and gone with debt. Yeah, book a cruise instead. Yes, book a cruise instead. Women and children need to learn MMA. Yes, I'm actually getting my daughter into taekwondo. I have a
Taekwondo
niece.
is brilliant.
Yeah. My niece is she's an instructor. Yeah, my brother was an instructor as well. Yeah, but I think she's the highest. I think she's the highest girl in the country.
And if there are any parents out there listening right now, get your child involved in Clann hÓige for self-defense. It's going to be a powerhouse.
So how are you actually getting on with that now? Everything's going good. Yeah,
everything's going well. We have our first event organized for next month, hopefully.
Oh, lovely, lovely. We'll promote that here. Problem is nobody's replaced him. Yeah, that's good then. Fair play to you. So I'm sure we'll know about that in the coming weeks or two, will we?
Beg your pardon?
I'm sure we'll find out about that in the coming weeks.
Of course, yes.
Yeah. The parade is no longer an Irish event. It's not an Irish event. It's full of gays and whatever shite you can get going up to Africans and whatever. So what are you going to do? Sweet fuck all. It's over. Echo chambers, the Samaritans for the Muppets. Yeah. Like, James, what are you going to do, mate? Like, seriously, what are you going to do? If you come up with a solution and it's a good solution, I'll help you execute that. You know what I mean? But like, it's no good coming on and going, so what are we going to do? Sweet fuck all. It's all over. If you have a solution, come in and give me a dig out here, you know? There will be nobody in the Dáil Patrick's Day. They'll be all on holidays abroad, paid for by us. Yeah, I know. I got married on St. Patrick's Day, our 30th this year. I still adore her. Well done. Fair play to you. My 3 kids into kickboxing, karate, and taekwondo. Yes, I'll be getting mine, especially the girls now. I'll be getting the girls into it now. Now, the two of them know how to use a hurl, but you don't always carry hurls with you. So
exactly. Jiu-jitsu is very good as well.
Yeah, as soon as the handouts stop, the Ukrainians will leave. They are using to leave Ireland. We didn't choose this country. We are part of it. They are only here for the handy life and the money. Yes, I agree. Yeah, all local TDs of local events. Let's be verbal, loud and clear. Call them all out. Yeah. Right, let me see what I have today. This happened in Dublin yesterday. Now, this guy, now this is the Gardaí again, right? But this guy was just trying to get a cup of coffee, right?
This is Dublin. This, my friends, is Temple Bar outside Focus Island, just outside Focus Island. I'm not being sent in this video. As you can see, alright, stretch part of a video of coppers outside Focus. This lad was just trying to get a cup of tea and a sample because it was closed for electrical faults. The copper pulled him apart for no reason. As you can hear in the video, folks, it sounds like the copper was out of order.
But yet, these foreign migrants can walk around stabbing people and everything else, and nothing's being done about it. Yet there's
Exactly.
an Irish man being arrested
Sure,
for
I,
trying to
I
get a
even have
cup
a
of tea.
video from a few months ago of the guards in Port beating the shit out of a young fella. Maybe, pardon my French, he was maybe 15 at the time. I was friends with him, and it was brutal what they did with him. Threw him onto the ground and all. The guards do not care about us.
No, they don't. They don't give two shits. Let me just. I'm just pulling down a video there of. Did you see the? Did you see the video of your man that's been detained by ICE?
The Irish
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah, you have seen it. I'm just going to see if I got this other one here, the RTE one.
I find that the funniest situation, and I even found it funny that there was people on our side coming out and defending him.
Well, that's what happens, like, you know what I mean? Where is the RTE thing? Hang on. No. I thought I pulled down the RTE one. Oh, have I got him here? Hold on. Yeah. There it is there. Yeah. Okay, I'm just going to let you listen to this, okay? Listen to this. Share the screen. Just give me a thumbs up, Aran, if we have sound yet.
Modern day concentration camp. It's a bunch of temporary tents. There's probably room for 1,000 detainees in each tent. I believe there's like 5 tents. I've been locked in the same room now for 4.5 months. I've had barely any outside time, no fresh air, no sunshine. I could probably count on both hands the amount of times I've been outside. So I'm just locked in this room all day, every day. We've got 2 TVs at the wall. We get 3 meals a day, very, very small meals, kid-sized meals. So everybody's hungry, everybody's tired. We've got no commissary. We've got no options to get extra food or anything like that. And the conditions here are filthy. The toilets, the showers, completely nasty, very rarely cleaned. I'm in fear for my life down here, honestly, because people have been killed by the staff here, by the security staff, and you just don't know what's going to happen on a day-to-day basis. You don't know if there's going to be riots. You don't know if there's going to be. You don't know what's going to happen. It's a nightmare down here.
I mean, is there competition for food given how little you're each getting?
Oh, absolutely, there is. Yeah, and there's a little bit of the discrimination, I guess, against English speakers here. The Spanish speakers definitely get a preference when it comes to the extra food, if there's any extra food left over, because all the staff are kind of Hispanic, and, they kind of stick with their own when it comes to that kind of stuff, so we'd be extremely lucky to get anything extra, The best way I could describe it is probably like a modern day concept.
So as soon as I heard that on RTE the other morning, I thought, this guy is getting a platform here by this. This is bullshit. You know what I mean? I mean, Ma said it to me as well. I said, oh, listen to that poor chap. I said, Ma, listen. I said, if you're hearing it on that news, I said, it's not happening. It's not true. Okay? And I think I was true in what I said, because I'm going to just play this now. This is... You don't have to do investigations. I started to look into this yesterday when I seen this, and then the gig came out with this today. So the get spot on.
Brilliant video.
Watch this. Yeah, brilliant video.
Irishman detained by ICE fears for his life in Texas detention centre. Irishman held in ICE concentration camp for 5 months despite valid work permit. Now this man and this story is all over the Irish mainstream media. And here's the cut and dry of it, the truth. In 2009 he outstayed his tourist visa, and therefore he broke US immigration laws. The media tell us that he's married to a US citizen and he has a work permit. He has no green card, however, and they tell us that he's in America 20 years and feed us this sob story. But he still broke immigration laws, US laws, and therefore is in America illegally. They also paint this terrible picture that he's detained for months, And yes, he is detained for months. But that's how it works if you put in an appeal. And that's how things worked under the Biden administration and the Obama administration. But none of you gave two continental shites then. But poor Seamus, he just went to America for a better life. Oh no, wait a minute. Poor Seamus mightn't be this saint that the media are letting on he is at all. This was sent to me by message this morning. Bench warrant. A Glenmore man facing drugs charges has had a bench warrant issued for his arrest after he failed to appear before last Tuesday's sitting of New Ross District Court. Seamus Culleton from Kilbride, Glenmore, is charged with the unlawful possession of drugs, possession for sale or supply, and with obstruction on May 17, 2008 at Ballyverneen, Glenmore. And a Glenmore man charged with 2 counts of criminal damage had a bench warrant issued for his arrest after he failed to appear before New Ross District Court last Tuesday. Seamus Culleton from Kilbride, Glenmore, is charged with the alleged offences on September 30th, 2007. I have to shout out Hibernian Spring because when I was looking for confirmation online that these articles were real, he had confirmed to people that they were real and that they were from the New Ross Standard. So mister, I'm in a concentration camp on my own will because I was offered a free fly home. Fled Ireland to avoid being punished for the crimes he had committed.
So there you have it. I knew it was bullshit. I called bullshit on it straight away. Straight away.
The second I actually saw it come up, I knew there's something not right about this. So I did about 2 minutes of research and was like, okay, that's it. I didn't have to do any more.
That's what happens. Angela get thrown around face and point at him and scream, "Stop following me." This brings attention to him. They turn and run. You need to be very loud and crazy. This method served me well. I must have missed that comment what Angela put in there. Did somebody chase you, Angela, or say something to you, or where was it? Even better, let us know. Good evening, Finno. God bless. Yeah. The wanker with the headphones should not get airtime. Who's that? Michael. Oh, that bleeding Kieran Cuddihy. He's a scumbag. He went up last year. He went up 2 years ago to Coolock and made sure he got all the graffiti and the whole lot and done a show from there. He's a scumbag. Yeah, 47 UK birth defects are Pakistani family marriages. It's totally sick. Yeah, I agree with you. We've seen it. It's happening everywhere. Cousins marrying cousins. Absolute theatre. Who believes this shite? But can do an interview with RTA? Exactly. That's why we need, that's why we needed to get that out there. You know what I mean? And nobody is better at doing it than the guy. Angela Leggett, Mopey, thank you. I did that for a fleeting second, but the church grounds were so dark I ran. Where did that happen, Angela? Down your own church. We could bring the Shin and the Dina boys down there 1 or 2 of the nights if you need us to. RTE dishes it out all day and Virgin Media too. It's all propaganda. And we want to let foreign people into politics and guards. That's going to work. Yes, exactly. And that was your woman. Who was it? Hildegard? Or not Hildegard? Hang on there. That's Derek Floyd. That's gone. Ukraine. That's gone. No. Yes, Sinead Gibney this was. Yeah. Sinead Gibney. I'm just going to read this. This is from Suzanne Delaney. I'll actually just... Yeah, I'll share this and I'll read it because this is a good article from Suzanne on the money again. She always is. This is Gibney lives in Foxrock, the least diverse place in Ireland. Average house price 1.1 million. You won't find any travellers at all. They'd be ran out pretty damn fast by Gardaí who are too busy to police the increasingly diverse behavioural sinks we live in. We don't find migrants there either, except for the odd doctor or actuary. Certainly not an asylum centre, right? You may find the odd barista or cleaner on minimum wage who only frequent Foxrock between the hours of 9 to 5 to serve mocha, chocolate, soy, vegan lattes and scrub rich people's skid marks off their toilets. The only low-paid worker who might actually live there would be the odd live-in nanny, yet Gibney wants trans men, traveller women and migrants in the Dáil. Foxrock is the ultimate in homogeneous. It is a rare outpost in modern Ireland. It is full of white Irish people who would never dare venture outside their safe zone to the likes of Ongar, Adamstown or Balbriggan or any other working class area where Irish white people are a minority, yet they call for more immigration. The Social Democrats once on record said, even during the famine, the genocide, Irish people wore a cloak of white privilege. Imagine even the poorest of children who are starving to death had white privilege, according to Gibney's party. Gibney used to be head of the Irish Human Rights and Equality Council. Under her tenure, male asylum seekers who were statistically likely to have entered the country illegally, as 87% of male asylum seekers do, were helped to take extremely costly cases. She actually helped them to take cases to fight for their right to be housed in Ireland. The IHREC has never helped an Irish person in homelessness do that, despite all the taxpayer funding they receive. Suzanne wrote to them, I wrote to them, and I said Irish people do not have the fundamental right to housing, but asylum seekers do. The Court of Appeal, July 2025, reversed a lower court ruling, finding that although conditions for asylum seekers in tents were dire, they did not automatically constitute a breach of human rights. The decision now being appealed to the Supreme Court. Despite this ruling, the IRHEC is spending more money going to the Supreme Court. Gibney stepped down from her position and to become Social Democrats politician, and boy does she fit the profile. What kind of hÓige calls for women to be subjugated to men in dresses, men with tackle, a way of calling for more women in our Dáil Parliament. The Social Democrats recently also called the word Indigenous and the term non-national to be removed from council parlance. Gibney herself called for X to be brought under government control body, much like RTE. In other words, it has to be used as a propaganda and brainwashing device to censor what we all say. They're not just idiots, they are dangerous idiots in my view. The Social Democrats also were aware that there was an alleged child groomer in their party. Yes, Owen Gannon, was it? 5 months before he decided himself to resign for serious allegations, the alleged child victim himself had told the party. After 5 months of inaction, he went public. Even then, the Social Democrats did not compel the councillor to leave. They only removed the party whip. But controversy arose after the groomer was found to have attended a public official functions regarding child welfare. I remember this. Do you remember this 2 years ago? Speaking of child welfare, the Social Democrats believe that giving pain relief to babies being aborted, either during the procedure or after some babies survive, is an impingement on the human rights of the mother. For this reason, they voted down the Fetal Pain Relief Bill 2021. Since then, through freedom of information requests, it has been discovered that at least 12 babies that we know of have been left to die alone in sluice rooms in hospitals. Devoid of comfort and pain relief, many Social Democrat TDs also voted to reintroduce the bill, which would open the door to full-term abortion in Ireland. On the same day, they voted to ban fox hunting. So this is where, look. So she wants more diverse, more women, more trans women, and more women of colour in the Dáil. And this is what she wants. Daniel Ennis, I think, is part of that party too, isn't he? Is this what he wants? They're all into the abortion. These people are demons. I'm telling you now, these people are demons. You know what I mean?
All
Any
of
of
the
these,
left are.
yeah,
It's
she's a
atrocious.
joke.
And the Social Democrats may be the worst of them.
Martin Murphy is going to save us with his policies. Your leader is going to start yet another committee. You bunch of absolute clowns. James, are you serious?
But he won't come up,
Come
will
on,
he? He
James.
won't come up and actually
No,
say
James. Come on up, James, if you want. You know the number there. I'll put the number up there for you, James. If you want to come up and have a little chat, up you come. 089 406 5986. You know, come on, James. James.
There'll be no taker.
No takers. Pussies. So the monk has announced he is running in the election. No, we knew that. Yeah, I knew he was running.
We all know who we have to back, though.
Yeah. Yeah, he's the one that's going around getting people to register to vote. That's the way to do this. You need to have people registering to vote. Is he trans? Gibney looks like a man in a drag. I actually said that when I seen her poster. I'm being honest with you. There was a guy I worked with, right, that turned into a woman, right? Just like magic. Poof, he turned into a woman, right? But he looked like her. And I said it to the boys, is he running out and nothing here? Turns out it wasn't. But there's an Adam's apple there. It looks like there's an Adam's apple there now, to be honest with you. So I don't know.
You always have to be sure now. Check the neck every time.
Yeah, Liz Pepper, Flame Chef. The monk is doing the government's dirty work. Demons are real. Check the Shrone and give me. Never mind the Shrone. Check everything. I'd say there's no fear Derek Lloyd going to jail. His Freemason buddies will protect him in the courts. Don't forget his best friend, Captain Kieran Kelly, in his own words, a 33rd degree Mason. Yeah. I'm not going to comment on it because I don't like Derek anymore. He's not the man I thought he was. So, did the other guy ever get about the mother and baby homes who said he couldn't get on? No, I sent him a message on Monday, and I said it to him. I said, "Listen, we'll do an interview." I said we can record it. I said, and I'll play it on Sunday night show or whatever show you want me to play it on. So he said, "Yeah." So I'll contact him before the weekend. Jay Martin won't be declared on here that night. James Conway was the most intelligent man he ever met. Did he not? Martin won't be declared on here that James Conway was the most intelligent man he ever met. Did he not? I don't know why you'd say that. Sure, I must be the most intelligent man he ever met. There are as many frauds on the right. Yeah. Gibney doesn't have to deal with the fallout of our decisions. Yeah, exactly. I'll be honest with you. Martin won't be declared James Conway was the most intelligent man. Listen, Martin can say lots of things. Let's be honest about it. You know what I mean? Do you believe him? I don't believe that James Conway is. Listen, James dirty this bit with me, so I'd rather not comment on James, to be honest with you. They're all fucking traitors as far as I'm concerned. Sorry, Aran.
Exactly. No, I completely agree.
Yeah, every one of them.
I hold this same view.
Yeah. Have I another? Hold on there. I've loads of stuff opened up here, you know what I mean? So
just having it ready to click on.
Yeah. Right, the starters, that's done. That's done. I actually have. Do you know what I actually got? Have you seen this? The Epstein files? No.
I've been looking into them all day.
Oh man, wait and see this. Like this is the bomb. Like this is. I'm just going to share this with you, just to have a look at this. Okay, how cool this is. Okay. So there it is there, J-Word. If you go in and you type https://www.jmail.world and hit enter, this opens up. Look at this. This is all the emails. Look, Elon Musk's emails. If you click into it there.
Oh.
Yeah. And then if you go down here, you can get out the photos. It's not working for some reason.
Wonder why.
I don't know now, to be honest with you. I'm going to just copy and paste this, right? Just that I'll close it and I'll open it again. Let's see. There you go. Yeah. It's very slow all of a sudden. Very slow. This was working perfect earlier. Yeah.
I wonder will it crash now.
That is weird now. That was working perfect earlier. It's not working now. Yeah. I'm gonna stop. I'll stop sharing it for a minute just to see can I get it. No, not working. But it was working perfect earlier. I was looking at pictures and everything else. But I actually have. Let me just. I actually Ferg done an interview the other day, and I just took one or two, only little bits, like, you know what I mean? I went through it, but I didn't get through it all. But I'll pull these up now in a minute. But yeah, I just want to have a look and see have we anything. Facebook, no. Okay. Orla has loads of stuff here for me, so I better. Oh, here's a fundraiser. I better do this fundraiser. Hang on.
I just seen in the chat there as well. As soon as you hit Epstein, you froze.
Yeah, no way. You serious?
Yeah, and I was actually looking at my TV there because it was too small on my screen to read, so I was reading off the TV, and you were lagging quite strongly. You're back to perfect now, though. Back perfectly.
Well, that's good. Right. Makes you wonder. Hang on. Let me see. Is this one working now? No, it's not. It's not working. It's weird. It's weird. But yeah, I'm just going to play. There's a couple of there. There's 2 minutes, and then there's another 3-minute one. But I'll play these. These are just excerpts from the thing the other night. So I'm just going to play this.
Be still in the presence of the Lord and wait patiently for him to act. Stop being angry. Turn from your rage. Do not lose your temper. It only leads to harm. For the wicked will be destroyed, but those who trust in the Lord will possess the land. Soon the wicked will disappear, and though you look for them, they will be gone. The lowly will possess the land and will live in peace and prosperity. The wicked plot against the godly. They snarl at them in defiance. But the Lord just laughs, for he sees that day of judgment coming.
Yeah, I just threw the little Gale Force Media bit up after every video just so as people see Gale Force Media.
Brilliant idea.
I have another one here I'm going to play, and then I've one more. So I think this is the Epstein one. Just let's see what it says.
X has been a godsend for us, though, in the last couple of years, generally speaking. We got taken down on so many different platforms. And now, when you're employing, well, I guess X employs hundreds of thousands of people. You can't root them all out immediately, I suppose. But I saw that the French police just raided X's headquarters in Paris this morning. Did you see that?
Yeah. I think Musk and Trump are going to have a field day seeing all these people. I'm not joking.
Well, I think that's what's going on, right? So everybody's being flushed out and set up so that they can be dealt with through legal or lawful process, right?
Yeah, I think that's as well. I was just talking to Adrian night myself and Laurie. I think that when this is all done and dusted, what's coming out about the I don't even like calling them vaccines. They're toxic injections. They're not vaccines. But once this all comes out, I think that's what's going to destroy Big Pharma. Is class action lawsuits worldwide. That guy over in Canada, Dan Hartman, he's an absolute. You know what? He's so inspirational. He hasn't stopped one day fighting for his son, Sean.
Yeah.
He died after that first Pfizer shot. He would have been his 22nd birthday the other day. Just absolutely disgraceful what they're doing with the families, including Martin. Like I'm, as you know, in touch with Martin O'Brien and Joe over Ava. Martin's actually coming home for a few weeks now in April or May. I think it'd be a great idea to get him on and get his story out there and let people.
Absolutely, get him on.
Yeah.
You just ring me. We'll get him on.
Yeah, people. He's such a. You know what? He's an absolute. I don't know. I know he draws his strength from God because there's no other place to draw his strength like that after losing a child like that to carry on and continue what you're doing and continue to fight for it. But he really is, Mark. He's one of the strongest men I've ever met in my life. Like the day he came down. The day he came down to that information drop outside Pfizer and rings in and told us what happened. Oh, honest to God, I was fucking I welled up. Like I went home in tears that day. I broke down in front of Laurie. Just can't get my head around it. Couldn't get my head around it. I didn't even know how the man was standing in front of me telling me what happened. Like but what they've done to families, there's no way. No one gets to walk away in this, Mark. Not a fucking hope of it. You don't get to walk away.
He's right. I should have played that during the vaccines, but listen, hey, he's dead right, and it's Eva's anniversary shortly as well. So, or Eva's anniversary. Poor kid.
There's still so many people who are silent on the vaccine and won't call out what it did to the Irish people and to people around the world.
Well, I'm going to talk about it now in the next few minutes as well. We move on to the vax now in a few minutes, but is it the one which one have I got? Yeah, the 3 US states. Yeah, I want to talk about that. So we'll talk about that in a minute. The last one I'm going to play of Ferg on this one, it was a good interview, I have to say. And there was loads of different bits. I have a few more bits to come out, but I'm going to play Irish guy. Can we get more info on this youth wing? Aran said him and the other lads are teaching boxing, etc. What we've needed for years. Yeah, there you go, Aran. Give them more information there.
100%, we want to bring back an old love of Ireland. So it's going to be self-defense, going out hiking, learning the Irish history. Of course, if people want to learn the Irish language, we'll be doing that as well. But it's especially what we need on the self-defense. You know, it is a war we're in. The women are being attacked day by day, and the men are now being attacked as well, especially the nationalists in the movement. You know, I mean, I went to the Blessenden camp and I got attacked. I've been attacked on my way home from work. The left do not care about us. They want to kill us, and that is the truth. And we need to be ready now to defend ourselves from when these attacks come.
I agree with you. I agree with you. But you know, that's what we need. We need the kids out teaching each other again. We need kids getting back playing football and everything as well. Just getting out into the open air and enjoying themselves again, doing hikes and
Getting
swimming
offline,
and
getting outside.
Yeah. Oh, James, what's James? Martin said that, Paul, on your show. He also put Ferg Power in the same bracket as Michael Collins. You and Murphy are smoking too much of the devil's lettuce. Martin did say it on the show. I'll give you that, James. Did I agree with him, James? No, I didn't agree with him, James. Okay, so I don't think Conway is all of that in a bag of chips either. Okay, so listen, Martin said it. Talk to Martin when he's on the show on Sunday. And he put Ferg Power in the same bracket as Michael Collins. Well, for what Ferg does around this country and the places he goes and the people he meets and the stuff he does, well, yeah, I would, yeah. I would. So if I'm smoking too much, of the devil's lettuce, well, then okay.
There are very few men who had the love of Ireland that Collins had for Ireland, but Ferg Power is definitely one of them.
The vast majority of Irish people are spineless, cowardly sheeple and deserve everything that's coming to them. If you think people are going to vote for you, you are actually demented. I think people will vote for me, and I'm not demented, James. I think you're a bit demented, James. Are you interested in archery, Paul? I am. I love archery. Yeah, I do. Yeah. And I love shooting guns. I like shooting guns as well. But probably shouldn't be saying that. But hey, everyone, I'm joining late this evening. Hope you are all well. Yes, how are you, Daniel? Aran is growing up fast. Shame our young stock have to deal with this shit. Yeah, it's true. It is true. And, I will say, Aran, you have come on a lot. You've grown up a lot in the last year or two since I've known you. So, yeah, you are doing very well. You're doing great.
Thank you.
James is trolling. Yes, he is trolling. Let him troll. I couldn't give a shit about trolls. What?
Someone said there Collins turned British weapons on Irish revolutionaries. Don't forget the fact it was either Collins take the weapons or were invaded by England again.
Mm-hmm. Ferg is a walking legend of our time. The work he does is unreal. Yes, I agree. Collins was no hero in my eyes. He was a turncoat. Sorry, but that's my thought. Okay, everybody has their own opinions and their thoughts. Fair play. This James dude is hilarious. Get him up here on the phone call. He won't come up on the phone call. I hope they do, Paul, but I doubt it, brother. I doubt it, brother. Yeah, I don't know. I hope they do as well. But you're being very negative, James. If you want to come up and have a chat, come up and have a chat. You have the number there. Send on the message, and I will send you on the link. To James in the chat now. Yeah. Chris Bourne, Irish guy. I actually remember him up on Noel's show. That was gas. Yeah. Okay. Let me just see. Okay. That's the Epstein stuff. No, we won't go with that. We're finished with that.
We're about to get lagged again. You've mentioned the name.
Yeah, I mentioned Epstein again, did I there? That's what it was,
yeah. You just said his name again there. We're going to be taken down.
I think we just go with it. We might finish up early. Doesn't Ferg support Make Ireland Great Again and wear to Make Ireland Great Again? I hope he remembers that stands for Ireland and not another country. I think Ferg had Make Ireland Great Again on his. I do remember him having that, but he might have one of them as well. Keep 1920s politics out of 24th century politics. Yeah, it's true. Toffee dog just a little bit. Anyone putting Ferguson? Oh, that's...
Jesus.
We're getting this schizo. Jesus, we're getting attacked tonight.
Get me my straitjacket then, because I'll stand by these claims. Collins was a patriot, and Ferg Power is on the same level as him.
Yeah. Okay, we might finish up early. We're going to go with these. I'm going to go with the vaccines, right? Okay, I'm going to play this one now, and I'm going to come back and talk about it, because if 3 states in America have classed these vaccines as bioweapons, why are we still giving them to our kids? This is what I'm worried about. So listen to this.
3 U.S. states have introduced legislation classifying and designating the mRNA injections as biological agents and weapons of mass destruction. The states include Minnesota was last year, and then a few weeks ago was Arizona, and then just yesterday was Tennessee. Dr. Joseph Sansone wrote up these bills, the mRNA Bioweapons Prohibition Act. He's wrote it up for 50 states, so 3 have filed his bill so far. But that's not the end of these developments. We have to remember the Alliance of Indigenous Nations, which is an international governing body recognized by Canada on a nation-to-nation basis. They also declared these injections as biological and technological weapons of mass destruction a few months ago. And so we have that, and then we have a peer-reviewed paper in the Journal of American Physicians and Surgeons where we identify that these injections have components within them that violate the Biological Weapons Convention. Then we also have the World Council for Health. They have declared these shots as biological weapons. And so as all of these declarations mount, it's only a matter of time before these injections become outlawed. And you mentioned in Arizona terrorism. If that bill goes through, possessing, distributing, or manufacturing these shots will constitute terrorism-related charges and life imprisonment. And rightfully so, given that these shots have killed, injured, and disabled millions upon millions of people across the globe, rivaling multiple hundreds of Hiroshima nuclear attacks.
Exactly. And my point being, that's only 3 states. They have drawn this legislation up for 50 states. So they'll all follow in. They'll all drop in. They'll all come in on top of each other here. And there could be 50 states that have outlawed these as bioweapons. Why are they still being given to Irish citizens?
And why
are they still being... Exactly, but why are they still being given... Listen, it's been proven now that Fauci told lies about the emergency use authorization. He said there was no other drugs that could treat this. Hydroxychloroquine and fenbendazole and ivermectin, they were all there readily available over the counter to treat this. So he banned every one of these drugs, because if there's a drug on the market that can cure, you will not get your emergency use authorization for the vaccine. So that's what he did. They banned it. They brought in remdesivir. They brought in other stuff that killed people. I'm sorry, that's what happened. They did it in the nursing homes. They gave people remdesivir. It's a 5-day program. It's an end-of-life drug, and that's what happened to people. I know one guy who went into Beaumont and never came out of Beaumont. He was put on the remdesivir and the breathing apparatus, and that killed him. So, as I said, all of this came from the CDC. All the rules that went into Europe and Ireland, and everywhere else came from the CDC. That's all been found out now to be untrue and lies what Fauci did to get the emergency use authorization. The whole lot should be pulled. Everything should be pulled, and there should be compensation down the line for everyone who has been affected by this.
Exactly. Millions of compensation is going to have to be paid.
Are you going to work awesome?
That last bit was pretty
Fauci made a fortune off COVID-19. Yes, because he had shares in BioNTech. Always the same end game, the destruction of the white race. Yes, I agree. Stay away from products, pharmaceuticals. Yeah, I agree with you as well. But this is another one here now. This is Bill Gates should be in prison.
as I understand it then from what you're saying, is that it may be that there needs to be some compromise in some of the safety measures that would normally be expected to create a vaccine because time is so crucial.
Well, of course, if you want to wait and see if a side effect shows up 2 years later, that takes 2 years. So whenever you're acting quickly, like during the HIV crisis, they created a quick way of getting drug approval. There is a trade-off there. In that case, it worked super, super well. And here, you know, we will, I think, be able to get some safety indications, but this is a public good. And so, you know, those trade-offs, the government's working on a cooperative basis will be involved in the decision to say, hey, the regulator says go ahead, even though you haven't taken the normal time period.
So in other words, it was okay for them to rush it through without the standard 2 years, you know? And this is how people are dying. But,
Disgusting.
That's,
and you know,
that man should be in prison.
Killed my aunt. That's what happened. It was disgusting. The vaccine, and I'm ashamed that there are people who still won't call it out, who still won't see it. There may have been a time when the Irish people weren't ready to hear about it. I can't accept that, yes. But now the Irish people are ready. We need to start shouting this from the rooftops because so many people have been injured. It killed as well.
Yeah, killed an awful lot of people. Well, the nursing homes, they went through the nursing homes.
But you know what's not spoken about, Paul? The mental health effect then it had on the unvaccinated. Myself, I had to watch my aunt deteriorate. She got turbo cancer within 14 weeks. Her hearing, her eyesight, her brain functionality, her walking, everything about her was gone. She was just a shell. And that's
Was
it.
she old?
She was 47.
Wow.
You know, she was young. She was really young. And the only one in my family to get the vaccine.
Oh, wow. All mine got it except me and my younger brother. And my man and dad swear that they haven't been the same since they got it. Like, you know what I mean? Really?
Well, when she had first gotten it, now she was a lefty, so she never told any of us this until later after. But after she had gotten her second one, she was in bed for 2 weeks and could not move. You know, it's just...
Jesus Christ. I know people who were the same, like, you know what I mean? But they sort of got over it, you know what I mean? But, like, in the last... I'm going to be honest with you. In the last 2.5 years, we've heard nothing but turbo cancer, turbo cancer, turbo cancer. There was never the turbo cancer was never in any doctor's vocabulary before the COVID vaccines.
Young lads dropping down while playing football or gar or anything like that from heart attacks. How often did you see that happen before?
You never seen it happening. I'll be honest with you, Aran. Right? I'm 57 years of age. Okay, I remember I said this 3 or 4 years ago. The first and only person that I ever remember having a heart attack playing football was the black guy who played for Spurs. I even forget his name, but there was only one in all them years that I have watched football. I've never heard of anyone else, only him. And then since 2020, we've had hundreds and hundreds of footballers dropping dead, and it's not reported. You know, it's horrendous.
No attention. You might see it come up on Facebook and that's it. And what's even worse is, you remember, Paul, when they were telling all the young people that they'll get concert tickets for getting the vaccine. And now, if I remember correctly, they didn't even get the concert tickets in the end. Something happened.
Sure. In America, they were giving them free McDonald's and fries and everything to, you know, come on. If something is so good for you, why do you need to coerce people into getting it?
Exactly. And why do I need to take a life jacket to stop someone else from drowning?
Exactly. Now you have it. It's like you wearing a condom for the guy across. Well, sorry, not you. I shouldn't really be saying that to you. You're only young. Sorry.
I'm the age of consent now, Paul. Don't worry.
But you understand where I'm coming from. It's like you wearing a condom to protect him. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Or protect her. You know what I mean? Like, come on. It's ridiculous. Like, you know, it's ridiculous.
That's my favorite analogy I've heard of that so far. Anyway, that's the one I'm going to use from now on.
Side effects. There's millions of side effects, lads. The side effects outweigh. They really do. Parry Smith. Growing up, how many people had cancer? 1 in 20. Now, yeah, everybody has cancer now. I'm going to be honest with you. A friend of mine only died just before Christmas. He came home from holidays with a pain in his back, went to the hospital, they just checked him out. Now you're all right, go on home. He went home for a week, couldn't walk after a week. He went back to the hospital, he done tests on him. Within a week, he was diagnosed with cancer. And within 3 weeks, he was in the hospital and he was dead. 59 years of age. I wouldn't say he was as fit as a fiddle, but the chap walked, still walked, he still did what he had to do, you know. So trust me, I know, I can see it. Conor the Virgin, right? We're not going to get into shit like that, lads. Right, let me just we'll have one more video. Okay, I wanted migrants talking about getting houses. Listen to this. I don't know whether you've heard this one.
Confirmation is being delayed. Nonetheless, we are moving ahead. As hÓige informed us that we can't move forward at today's meeting if we don't contribute for our Dr. St. Patrick outing. He counted how many have paid, and the ones who haven't paid, we are compelled to pay. He encouraged everyone to attend. He explained extensively how important it is to participate. There is a new levy added to our compulsory levy. A memo was read by Madam Stevie from the U.S. on our agricultural produce, which stated that 100 IP will be.
Now, that was a meeting where Africans were meeting up to get other Africans, to show other Africans how to apply for housing and how to get on the housing ladder. Yeah.
Jesus
Christ. I just want to address something there that Booker T put in. Is it possible to give cancer to a patient by injection? And then he went, honest question. I know it's an honest question. Okay. What happens is, okay, from what I've read and what I've been told and what I've been listening to by doctors coming, the Dr. Dalgleish or Professor Dalgleish and the whole lot, what happens is the spike protein suppresses your cancer suppressants. So you've no, anything you had there to stop you from getting cancer inside you, in your DNA and the whole lot, this suppresses it. It's a SB40, is it, or something to that effect? I think that's what it is. But that's what goes into your body, and that's a cancer carcinogenic, and that's what causes the spike in cancers. We'll do another bit on that another night, like, you know what I mean? Because open answer, James. Good evening, all. Oh, I won't read that. But that's exactly what it is. It suppresses your cancer, your immune system towards your cancer. That's what it does, and it attacks that, and it stops it. So that's how the cancers are going through the roof. Like anyone who has cancer now, 9 times out of 10, it's stage 4 cancer. You never start off with stage 4 cancer, but these people have stage 4 cancer. I knew someone a couple of years ago, close enough to me, and she was cancer free. She was told in the May she was cancer free. Then I think she got the injection, and then within the September, she had a pain in her back. When she went back in, she was riddled, and she died in September. You know, so this is happening to people. You know what I mean? And
we definitely made some people mad in the comments tonight. Anyway, Paul.
Sure, that's it. Angela Leggett, James, my apologies. I see you are needing some attention. Right, you have attention. What's the matter, son?
That's the best one.
Well done. Booker T, right, fuck's sake, thank fuck I never got it. I'd be dead. A lot of people are dead, Booker. You know, a lot of people are dead. You know, they really are. So, someone's talking in my ear. Who's talking in my ear now? This fella here. Okay, they're gone.
I actually received a text from Orla there.
Yeah, what'd you say?
Tell Paul it's the vaccine section.
Yeah, I know. Tell Paul it's the vaccine section. I have it here. What she sent me. That's the live register. Yeah. Well, there you go, the vaccine section. This is Christian Terez. You all know who Christian Terez is. Breaking, Romanian Christian terrorist calls for Ursula to resign. Ursula bought 71 billion worth of vaccines for 10 per person in Europe from her husband in Big Pharma. The contracts were redacted and released to the public. I seen these. These came in with black lines everywhere and get out of the tree. Who's in the tree? I don't know what is it. Is this a gay show? No, it's not a gay show. But there is some gay people on it.
Referring to me
Paul,
there,
great.
Paul.
What?
You referring to me there, Paul?
What?
You said, but there is some gay people on it.
No, in the comments. I mean, in the comments. I
Oh,
don't mean on the show. I don't know. In the comments. Michael John he's the only guy in the village. He's the only guy in the village I know. But Paul, great as usual to see the youth of this country awake. So proud. Fair play to you. We'll be getting my teenagers join up. Fair play. Fair play to you. Aran is the man to talk to. Clann hÓige. That's
Clann hÓige.
Clann hÓige. Sorry.
Could you maybe
James.
throw our Twitter up before we end there, Paul?
Have you got it there handy? What's it there?
Clann hÓige. So it's I'll put it in the chat here with our chat.
Put it in our chat there, and I'll go up there and show them. Yeah. James has a cocktail sauce that needs attention. Yeah. And that's the Twitter, is it?
Yes, and it's this for everyone. It's the same on Twitter as we have on TikTok, and on both you can find our email also in case you are not interested in just DMing through TikTok or anything and you want to do an email. We also have that.
I'm just going to check there now.
But we highly recommend if you have nieces, nephews, any children at all, grandchildren, get them involved. They will not regret it. We have a lot of brilliant things being planned for 2026, and this is going to create a massive shift for the youth in the movement.
That's what we want. We want to be getting the youth into the movement. It's not giving me any. Hold on. Hang on. Let me just. There we are there. Yeah, let me just throw it up there. You'll get them there. Let me share this. So there we are. That's used there. Clann hÓige. We're fighting for, worth fighting for. Clann hÓige. So if you can get anyone to join, if you have anyone who's on Twitter there, please join. And the lads will help you. Ireland Force Youth Wing. Yeah. Contacting DMs. So you'll get the lads on the DMs. Did I follow you? I should follow you back. Why not? I didn't know I wasn't following you. I thought I was.
We're lucky enough for the Paul Fitz follow back. There it is. Fitzy Dub followed you back.
Fitzy Dub followed you back. You're on the pig's back now. You're flying.
We're famous
that's it
now.
there now. Yeah, Clann hÓige. So anyone who's interested, please contact Aran or the relevant people. But you get them through the DMs there. Oh, hold on there. I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest, I'd rather do the vaccines on Sunday night. I think we'll stay away from the vaccines tonight. I think that's what we'll do. Let me just get my line in place. So let me get my line in place. But I think we'll finish up. What's the special needs everywhere? Go on order, sort them out. No, Angela, Chris Bourne, we all like open debate, but some others do haven't. Thanks, Chris. Listen, vaccine discussions are valid, but also distraction from constitution, immigration issues. I'm going to be honest, people, we need to keep talking about the vaccine stuff. You know what I mean? It's just, I'll be honest with you, I don't feel right talking about them with you here with me, that Aran, to be honest with you. I know you know about it and the whole lot, but there's a lot of stuff there that, you know.
I understand that. Don't worry.
Yeah, Angela, the vaccination section is every week. It keeps us up to date with what's happening. Yeah, the truth. What's the youth age range, Aran?
So we have 15 to 25.
15 to 25. Cool. You're either drunk or stupid, James. In whichever case, you need to sleep. Okay. Calorie rider, hÓige. Yeah. Listen, let's not worry about people in the chat. We've had a bit of crack. We've told a few. Told whatever. We're at the hitting 600 odd tonight. Now, I'm going to be honest, lads. We're getting hockeyed over on with between the website and Facebook and everywhere. Like my Twitter is, I don't even see a post from you or Anthony or Gavin Tepper or Ferg unless I go looking for it. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Yeah. Good show, lads. Feck Collins and Dev. Yesterday's news.
I'll agree on the second one.
I get Aaron. I get Aaron is gay. No, he's not. No.
I'm in a very happy relationship with a girl.
Yeah,
so I don't know how that's
yeah.
possible.
It won't last, mate. Don't get married wherever you do. Fuck off. There was not 600 on here. You're drunk, Gale Force Media. Yeah. Have a look on the media, on the Gale Force Media one, and you'll see. Happy birthday to Philip Dwyer. Good night and God bless all. Good night. Fair play to Philip. Happy birthday, Philip. Yeah.
Is it Philip's birthday?
Today, yeah. Good
Must give him a
night, Paul,
text.
Aaron, and all through pages. Look out for yourselves and each other. Until the next time, blessed be, Godspeed. Great show. Good night, lads. Great show. Go on, Aaron, you stood you. Nice show, lads. Take care, folks. Slán. Aaron, I'm going to drop you down, and thank you very much for coming in and helping me this evening. You'll be doing your own one now in the next couple of weeks, please, God. So, yeah.
All right.
Aaron talks a lot, is it? No, that was the old one, wasn't it? Aaron talks.
That was
a
the
lot,
old
wasn't
one. Aaron the Nationalist.
Yeah. Aaron the Nationalist talks a lot. Listen, wait down below there for me for a few minutes, and I'll be back down to you. Okay.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me on.
To you.
All right.
You're welcome. You're more than
Slán,
welcome
everyone.
anytime. Talk to you later, brother. Cheers. What a good lad to have on there with me, I have to say. But I just didn't feel right talking about the vaccines and whatever, so I said I'd leave it off. But thanks very much to Aaron for coming on. He is a good lad, and the future is bright with these kids, you know. It really is, and it's great what they're doing. Thanks, Paul, Aaron, and the chat. But listen, we're just going to finish up there now. And as I say, every night that we do finish up, the truth is like a lion. You don't have to defend it. You just let it loose, and it will defend itself. Good night. God bless.
Thank you.